Hello everyone and welcome to the class. How are you? Well, today we are going to see a new content from page 71, okay? So we are in page 71 right here, okay? Page 71. So the new content is related to giving money, charities, okay? So I think it's very important nowadays that we think about those things. So let's learn those new words, okay? So the new content is to depend on, to donate, to raise money, generous, royal, to support, charity, voluntary, to suffer, suffering, to sponsor, philanthropy. Okay? So these were all related to giving money, helping the poor, yes? So nowadays I think we should think about these concepts, yes? Especially nowadays. Okay, so the first word we have is to depend on, which is quite similar to Portuguese, yes? To depend on, yeah? When you depend on someone, you trust them to help you, okay? So for example, when you are a teenager, you depend on your parents for them to give you money, for them to give you food, for them to give you a house and other things as well, okay? So when you depend on something, you trust something to help you, okay? So I don't work, I depend on my husband or my wife, for example, okay? So I depend on them to help me, okay? So this is to depend on, is to trust something or someone will help you. We depend on the government to help us in this crisis, okay? Unfortunately, our government is not very good, yes, so, but we still depend on it, okay? Then we have to donate. Well, to donate, it's not very similar to Portuguese, yeah, it's quite, but not as much. To donate is to give something, expecting nothing in return. So in winter, here in campus, we have a little something called Campanha do Agasalho, yes? Where you can donate your clothes to the people that don't have warm clothes to wear in winter, okay? So when you donate, you give something without expecting things in return, okay? So to donate is to give things. Then we have to raise money, okay? So to raise money is to gather a lot of money for a cause, for example, okay? So Greenpeace, they raise money to help the environment, okay? There are a lot of organizations that raise money on themselves for causes, for example, to help people that starve in third world countries, to help the environment, to help endangered species, okay, to help to clean the plastic in the oceans. There are a lot of organizations, okay? So they depend on donations to raise money, okay? So then we have 3 new concepts in one phrase, okay? They depend on the public, they depend on normal people like you and me, to give, to donate their money so they can raise this money for their cause, okay? So this is to raise money, it's to gather money to to help a cause. For example, for cleaning the plastic in the oceans, for helping endangered species, for helping people who are starving, okay? We have Greenpeace, we have Médicos Sem Fronteiras, which is an organization that also raises money to help people that are in need, okay? So this is to raise money. Then we have generous. Generous is an adjective, yes? A generous person, they think a lot about other people. They tend to put the needs of other people before their own needs. So they are very generous. They think about other people's needs a lot. So they tend to donate things, they tend to donate food, money, clothes. They want to help other people, okay? So they are very generous. Then we have royal, which is not really related to this new content, but something royal, it's something that belongs to royalty. So for example, we have the royal family in Great Britain because they are royalty, okay? So we have the Queen Elizabeth, we have princes and princesses, okay? These are all royals because they belong to royalty, okay? So they are royals. Then we have to support. Well, to support something is, in this context, is to help something, usually with money, okay? So when you support a cause, for example, you can support it by giving money, for example, yes? Médicos Sem Fronteiras, they have a system where you can support them by giving a small amount of money, okay? So to support is to help something, okay? Usually an organization with money, yes? But you can also support a cause. For example, in the Campanha do Agasalho, you don't have to support with money. You can support by donating your clothes that you don't wear anymore, okay? So this is to support, is to help something or someone. Then we have charity, which is a system of support, okay? So charity, they rely on generous people that want to help. So in a charity, they raise the money by taking in the donations, okay? Charity, it's kind of similar to Portuguese, yes, not really. In Portuguese, it would be called caridade, yeah? So in a charity, we have a system of support, okay? So we can help charity by giving money to the poor, by giving our old clothes that we don't wear anymore, by giving food, and etc. Then we have a voluntary. Well, a voluntary is a person that helps without expecting anything in return, okay? So there are a lot of voluntaries that are helping with the current pandemic, for example, okay? So they are not getting paid, they don't receive any money, they are doing it because they are generous, because they want to help people. So they are voluntaries, okay? A person that is a voluntary, they help without expecting anything for themselves, okay? So, for example, I am going to do some voluntary work by cleaning the trash in the streets. Yes, this is voluntary. I am doing it because I want to help, not because I'm going to receive money or any of those things, okay? So this is voluntary. I'm doing it because I want to help. I don't want anything in return. I just want to help. So this is voluntary. Then we have to suffer and suffering, okay? To suffer is the act, is the verb, and suffering is, it could be said like it's emotional, mental, and physical pain. So, for example, when you lose someone you loved a lot, for example, your dog died or a member of your family died, and then you suffer because it's emotional pain, it's mental pain, okay? So suffering is mental and emotional, sometimes physical pain, okay? So for example, you cut your hand and it's bleeding and it's painful and it's hurting a lot and you are suffering, okay? So this is to suffer because you are feeling pain. Or you got a heartbreak, you broke up with your boyfriend or girlfriend, or someone from your family died, and then you are very sad and you are suffering, okay? In this context, we could also say that people suffer from the lack of food, for example, yes? People from third world countries, they don't eat, and so they suffer a lot because they don't have anything to eat. Okay, people are suffering because of this pandemic, because a lot of people are dying, yes? They are suffering with the disease, or they are suffering because they are watching their relatives, their loved ones getting infected and dying with the disease, with the new disease. Then we have to sponsor, okay? So to sponsor something is to support something by giving money, okay? So a lot of things are sponsored nowadays. So for example, when you watch a soccer game, you have, and you can see a lot of brands like cell phone brands, McDonald's, Claro, what else? Banks sponsoring the players or the games, okay? So a lot of people are sponsored nowadays, okay? So they are supported by some companies that give them money, okay? Sponsor in Portuguese, it would be patrocínio, okay? To sponsor, it could be said ser patrocinado, okay? So this is to sponsor. And then we have philanthropy, which is quite similar to Portuguese, yes. Philanthropy is the activity of helping the people that need, okay? So this is philanthropy. It's the activity of helping the poor by giving them money, or helping the environment, helping the planet, helping the endangered animals, okay? So this is philanthropy, okay? A lot of rich people nowadays are philanthropists because they have a lot of money and they want to help on a cause. For example, Leonardo DiCaprio, for example, is a philanthropist because he helps a lot with the global warming. He's always talking about the global warming, and he's very aware of this particular thing, okay? So he gives a portion of his money to charities and to organizations that help with the climate change, with the global warming, okay? So this is philanthropy. So then we have these new words, okay? They are all related to giving money, to help others. Yes, that's why I said it was so important that we talk about those things nowadays, yes? Because the world needs generous people, they need voluntaries, they need philanthropists to help, because we are in a trouble, in a big problem. We have a big problem. And so more than ever, we need to help each other, okay? By donating money, by supporting charities, by supporting organizations, okay? By being generous, okay? Especially now that our winter is coming, so you should donate the clothes that you don't wear anymore, for example, okay? It's a suggestion. Okay, so this is our new words, and now we're going to the let's repeat, okay? Many people depend on help from charities in the world. Kate felt good after sponsoring her friend for charity. The British royal family supports many charities in the world. Voluntary work is a very important part of society. Philanthropy is helping others, usually by voluntary work or by raising money. Okay, so this is the Let's Repeat, and now we are going to the Let's Practice, okay? Are there many famous charities around the world that help or support people, animals, or other objectives? Does the British royal family support many charities around the world? What is the name of a famous charity that works to support the environment? Are there some charities in the world that use money raised by its supporters to help people that are suffering from starvation? How do you feel today? Do you support any charities or do any voluntary work? Is philanthropy the noun we give to the action of helping others through voluntary work or by raising money? Is it positive to be a generous person? Do charities raise money to help others? Can people be generous with both their time and their money? How many charities do the British royal family support? Okay, so this is the Let's Practice. Now we are going to go back and I'm going to say the answers and then you give me the questions, okay? Yes, there are many famous charities around the world that help or support people, animals, and other objectives. Yes, the British royal family supports many charities around the world. The name of a famous charity that works to support the environment is called Greenpeace. Yes, there are many people in the world that use money raised by its supporters to help people that are suffering from starvation. I feel tired today. Yes, I support some charities and or do some voluntary work. Actually, I just support some charities. I don't do voluntary work, sadly. Yes, philanthropy is the noun we give to the action of helping others through voluntary work or by raising money. Yes, it is positive to be a generous person. Yes, charities raise money to help others. Yes, people can be generous with both their time and their money. The British royal family supports about 2,415 charities. Okay, so this is the lesson for today. Yes, we learned about charity, helping others, good stuff. Yes? So this is the Let's Practice and the Let's Repeat, and that is all for today. Yes? And I will see you in the next lesson. Bye bye.